Are you close with your dad?
I had never met my dad.
Wow.
Single parent. You never met my dad. So thanks for bringing that up.
I don't know mine either.
Kidding.
Mine's name is Joe Rogan.
Shit, he's out there someplace.
He's out there.
Yeah, I've never met my dad. And then I thought, people, did you ever want to meet your dad? Did you ever? See, you know what's funny? My mom.
I met him. I knew him until I was like 6.
Oh, that's worse. I never knew. So I think that's if you know them a little bit and then they're gone, that sucks.
The good thing is it made me realize that you can't count on people, but you can count on
trust
some people.
issues,
but
man.
I definitely had
That's
trust issues for a long
right
time.
there.
But become someone that people count on and count on people.
That's what you do.
I have a tight group of friends.
Yeah.
Like me and my friends are very close.
I get it.
I would do anything for my friends, and family too.
See, I have there's a certain level of loyalty that I have because of that
Because of that, yeah. Well, you understand it. Whereas someone who grows up in a big household filled with people and the family was always there and everybody was there, you might take people for granted a little bit, whereas for me, camaraderie and closeness and all that shit means a lot to me. It's very, very important.
I remember asking my mom about my dad when I was like, I don't know, 17, 18, and she got really offended. She was like, I raised you. And, and that made me think I was like, but women have their secrets. Like they have their things. And I didn't want her to, I don't begrudge her.
Pry.
I didn't want to pry and I didn't want to find out maybe he wanted to be in my life. But my mom was like, no, who knows? My mom, she could have been vindictive like that, but I don't know. But I didn't hold it against her. But she told me his name and she was like, if you want to do this on your own, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I had the name for like a week. And then I forgot it. And that told me that it didn't matter. So ever since, I never worried about it.
Good for you. Yeah,
there's some people that it bothers them for their whole life.
Tell you one thing will happen, though. When you have kids, your bond with your kids, I would assume that everyone's bond with their children is very tight because it's an unbelievable love connection that you have with children. It's
true unconditional love.
It's not just true unconditional. It's like they're a drug. Like they give you love to the point where my daughter, my youngest, we were playing the other day in the pool, and there was a point in time we were just laughing about something together, just laughing, and I'm looking at her face, and she's laughing, and I felt like I was on drugs. I was like, the love that I have for these people is so intense. And it's also, I didn't get that when I was a kid. I didn't know exactly
what you're saying, man.
My parents, my mom worked. My stepdad was a really good guy, but no one was ever around. There was no, and when they were done working, everybody was tired. I was a latchkey kid, When I was like 7 years old, I lived in San Francisco. I would go out and do a magic show on Fisherman's Wharf by myself. Just wander around the city. They would open the door, you just leave. 7. I can't imagine that.
I spent a lot of time by myself too because my mom was working and she was by herself, trying to make it, to make sure that I had a good life. So I was just by myself,
Eric, if you have kids with this young lady or another young lady, your connection with that kid it'll blow your fucking mind. It'll change who you are.
I feel like that's what I've been lacking. That's why I've been more open to, thinking about these kinds of things.
You seem like a dad.
Yeah. Well, because
I'm picturing you a dad right now.
But my whole life I've been like, I've been that role for so many people in my life.
Right. You were holding a baby and turning over drunks.
I've been taking care of people
like pancakes.
I've been taking care of people my whole life, man. It's crazy. So that's why I always feel like I've already had one of my best friends in the world is like someone that's like I've had to take care of. He's had a little drinking problem and but I've been there the whole time and even though people would be like, you have to like that people that think that you have to let them hit rock bottom but I'm just not like that.
Yeah, I've been through that too. I had a very good friend of mine. It's my best friend who died of heroin, and he was always fucked up. There was always something. He had a crack problem for a while, and then he got on pills, and he was either snorting it or it was like Artie Lang very much reminds me of this guy, and Joey Diaz did a little bit too. When I first met Joey, it was like right after my friend Johnny. Well, it was right before Johnny had died. Johnny was still alive, but I had known people like Joey because of my friend Johnny. But it's just I always was there for him. I was always trying to take care of him. I was always trying to help him, but it was just there was always something going wrong, and it never. But there was these brief moments, man, where he'd be fine, and we'd be laughing, and we'd have the best time.
And that's why you fight for it. It's those times.
Because I was always was always thinking that one day he was going to get it together.
I had the same thing with my friend. It's like it's still going on with me right now. It's like when you deal with someone that deals with depression, real depression, lost his mother and how that affected his whole life. And it's like, so I'm there and he's younger than me. So I feel this mentorship and I just feel like a loyalty that I just can't shake.
Right.
So so that's that. And I know when I go to therapy, I want to ask, why am I this way?
Right.
And then I realize that comedy has been dampering my own depressions or my own feelings because I feel like I'm dealing with it in some way. So sometimes I go and talk about things and I talk about things in a way I just no holds bar because I want to get this out.
Right.
Hey, I feel like this, or if I don't like something and then combine that with we live in a society right now where people don't want to necessarily hear an opinion that is not theirs.
Well, there's definitely a little of that, right?
And so then therefore we get this like it becomes it's tougher and tougher to do what we do, but it's not going to stop me from doing it.
But it's sweeter and sweeter when you pull it off. Especially if you pull off some controversial shit.
Yeah,
you just got to navigate the waters.
That's
a little bit
exactly
carefully.
what I feel like I've been doing, and I think I did it with this special. I think I tried to talk about things in a way where I was like, okay, you may not agree, but you don't have to vilify me.
Right,
you don't have to But anyway, it all goes back to like who we are as people because of like our parents.
Right.
And it's like I love my mom. I love my stepdad. Stepdad's a great guy. I'm glad he's in my mom's life. They're off in Spain right now. They moved to Spain like a year and a half ago, and so they're there, and I'm happy that she's happy in the later part of her life.
That's awesome.